Okay, time to get to the actual showmanship part and part 2 of our rabbit showmanship video. If you guys watched the one before it, it was all about clothing and presenting and all the important stuff about how you look and stuff for this. I am going to use a rabbit that has not been practiced with showmanship yet. This is Spade. I introduced him in the last video, but if you guys didn't watch it, then you don't know who he is. And he's never done this before, so he'll probably have some freakouts. But that's good, because now you can walk through what to do with this. Like I said in the last video, practice is here. We have the same judges last year. So we're going to go on, and the first thing we're going to go over is posing. Right now, this is not a pose like that. That is just an unpracticed rabbit trying to escape. What we're going to do is we're going to make it into a nice little ball. We're going to make him in a ball. Come on, Spade. Is a nice little round shape, and since he's never done this before, he's going to, of course, want to resist, and your rabbits will do the same thing. But they'll get used to it eventually. You just got to practice. And what we're going to do is we're going to get these little paws underneath him. They're hawks. Underneath. And we want them parallel with these little paws up here. Underneath. And he doesn't like it. None of them usually do. Because they're getting scrunched up as much as they can into a ball, and it's not natural. They like to be all stretched out and bundled up. And of course, for a first lot of a time, they're not going to want to do it, but they'll get used to it eventually. They'll relax into it. It'll become more natural. Okay, fluff out the tail. Pretty. That's not as pretty as I'd like it to be, but you want them about, yeah, like, you want a circle. You don't want it to drop off completely like that. But you want a nice little arc. Ah, there we go. So posing will be the first thing you do. Once you get to the table, you'll put your mat down, put your rabbit down, pose it, and then wait for your turn. Once the judge says, you'll check your pose again, just like that, and then you'll check the ears. Now what we're checking for in the ears is ear mites, proper tattoo, torn or missing portions of the ear, and anything that distracts from the general appearance. Make sure the tattoo is readable. Mine is in here. In this, of course, you're just going to be checking, pretty much just open it up, run a finger along the inside, pull them back, make sure that they're the same length, like that. And then after we've posed it and checked the ears, what we got to do is flip the rabbit over. Flipping the rabbit over is pretty much the hardest part of this, because you have to keep the rabbit over, and it has to stay calm for the show. So what we're going to do is going to grab him lightly right here, one finger here, one on each side of the head, and then your hand is going to go back here, support. What we want to do, for some of you guys just starting out, just lift him up and put him down, but as you get more practiced, you want to roll. That way your hand or his butt stay on the table the entire time, and of course they're going to kick. They're not always going to like it, and then they'll just sit like that. At some point they may get relaxed into this, they may just sit there and chill out. Depends on the rabbit, depends on how much you practice with it. Okay, so we've posed, we've done the ears, and we flipped our rabbit over. Next thing we're going to be checking is the teeth. And teeth are kind of hard to check. You're going to take your fingers just like this and position your index finger on the upper lip and then your thumb on the lower. And you're just going to pull it apart just long enough to see the teeth. And then take that, because they don't like to have that checked for too long. And you're checking to make sure that there aren't any tooth defects, nothing broken or missing, no overbite, because of course we can't have rabbits in braces, so they can't be fixed. But you want to make sure your rabbits don't have the bottom teeth over the top. They should be like that, not like that, like that, not like that, like that, not like that. I know I'm silly. After the teeth comes the eyes. Now when you're holding them, your hands may be right here. We don't want our hands here when we're checking the eyes. We want them a little bit down here, still supporting. Your arm should always be over here, your rabbit leaning against it. What you're going to do is you're going to take the same fingers as you did with the teeth, one over, one over. You're just going to pull it apart lightly. You don't want to just force it apart, because then they're going to keep their eye closed, because they don't want you touching there. Just nice and gently pull apart, and they'll let you do it if they're nice, which they usually are. You got to be nice to them, and they'll be nice to you. And you just do it on both sides, just like that. Once you get into practice, you'll do it nice and quick, teeth, eye, and then you'll move on to the nose. You just take your thumb or your finger, just check, lift both sides, and then you're done with the face. What you're checking with the eyes is to make sure they're not blind, there's no abnormalities, no moon eye or wall eyes. You may have some rabbits with a little bit of gray on their eye. That's like, that's pretty much them going blind. They can't see past it, and you want to make sure they don't have any of that. You're checking for a cold in the nose, discharge, matted fur around it. That could say that they're sick. You'll check the nails. What we're going to do is we're going to have a nice little circular motion with our thumb that'll still check all of them. So you'll start at one claw over here, and then just circle around. You'll get really good at this and really fast, just really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes their claws are not all that much, so you may miss one, and then you got to make sure and check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is it? 5. There it is. Oh, now see? Freak out. The important part is to stay calm. Just quickly turn over. Hopefully by show your rabbit will be practiced enough they won't do it. And you just go right back where you left off. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure your rabbits have all 4 claws on the back. There's 5 up here, 4 down here. 5, 4. Next you're going to check the hocks and front feet. That's just pretty much rubbing here, making sure that there's no sores, no infected areas or bleeding. Just run along. There's nice thick fur here, and you're just making sure there's nothing on that. You can't see anything, nothing weird. And then you're going to check the legs. Now the legs are pretty much the second hardest, sometimes even harder than flipping over the rabbit, because you have to stretch out, and they don't want to be stretched out. They want to be all nice and thin. So we're going to do the same fingers. This gets really common throughout this. It's going to put it at the bottom, right under here underneath this arm, and one at the top over here. Just stretch up. Now a lot of rabbits don't like this. I'm really thankful that he's letting me do it. And then you may just want to switch arms and then just do the same thing. Get under this little joint arm here, one on top, and stretch it out. You're just checking for straightness there. And then you also have to extend the rear legs, which can be a problem. Oh, little freak out. Didn't flip over. That's good. And take your hand like a C. Put it on your stomach. And you don't want to just run over like that. You want to make sure you get under the legs here, the knees, and pull out. This can be hard, especially if it's a slippery surface, because they'll move, and you have to hold on and just stretch out. And see, he doesn't like that very much. They usually don't, but they get used to it. Once they get used to it, those legs will just stay out there, and they'll flop like, yeah, this is beach time. I'm laying out in the sun. I'm having a fun time. I can go get in the water later, do some surfing. There we go. Or they may just pop back just like that. As long as you can get them out, try. If they bring it back halfway through, do it again. If you get to nearly the end at the toes and they pull back, then just move on. So next we're going to be checking for any ruptures or abnormalities on the stomach, which means we're just going to take our hand, it's going to feel around real quick, make sure there's nothing that feels like a tumor or an abscess. Just really quick. Shouldn't take long. Just quick. No da-da-da-da-da. You're going to freak out your rabbit doing that. It's not going to look like you're looking at anything. You want to actually feel. Very simple. And then we're going to move on to checking the sex, or the gender. We're just going to use the same 2 fingers again. One on top of the area, one on bottom, and then just pull apart. And how you tell if they're a guy or a girl is if a girl will have a line, a guy will have a circle. Very simple that way. And that'll be just like a quick check, just long enough to see, and then go, because you don't want to linger too long on anything. Not too long on nails, not too long on stretching the feet or checking the stomach, the teeth, the eyes. It should all be quick and fast and fluid, smooth, but it shouldn't be so quick that he knows that you're not actually looking for anything. Once you've checked the gender, then you just flip your rabbit back over, nice and easy. Repose. So, nice little ball formation. Like I said, once you get to show, your rabbit should be able to do this and stay in this pose for a while. You may have to put your hand up there and cover the eyes occasionally just to stop them. And the next thing we're going to be checking is the tail. Checking the tail, it's very simple. Your tail could be broken, it could be skewed, could be set to either side or out of line permanently. And all you just do is the same 2 fingers. You can see that we're using these 2 fingers a lot. And then just pull up and make sure. Just like that. You're just feeling, making sure they're not broken or anything. He's got a cute little tail. Just like that. We're checking the fur. Now with this, we're checking for proper surface color, undercolor, ring color, spots, colors that shouldn't be there. With our rabbits, we're Californians, so they should be white with black ears, nose, feet, and tail. Anything else is not your breed specifications. These are set in like stone, so we can't have anything other than that, and we're checking to make sure that's all good. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it nice and posed. You shouldn't be reposing throughout the thing. Once you have it posed, you start doing. If it unposes, let it go. Pose once you're done. Once you've, at beginning, flipped back over, end. 3 times. That's it. But with fur, what we're doing, we're going to bring it back, checking undercolor, bring it this way, proper surface color, back maybe again. You can even blow for ring color. Ring color meaning that whenever you make a circle like that, you're going to have the right colors throughout. On breeds that are not all white or all black, and even in breeds that are all white or black, you're checking to make sure that the ring color is right. For the roots have the right color, and throughout all the way to the tip has the right breed specification coloring. No foreign spots, no black spots, nothing, no dirt or anything. Your rabbit should be clean whenever you bring them to Showmanship. You're checking for the fur quality and cleanliness with this. No flybacks or rollbacks. And then you're going to be posing your rabbit for evaluation of overall balance again. Make sure you check the front, rear, and side views, which is pretty much just look, and you're done. Should be, there we go. Circular. Tail up, ears pretty, feet parallel underneath and right there. Oh, look at that. Aren't you a good boy? And that is it. Yep, that's it. I know I paused there, but that is for a good meaning. I'm just leaving a little dramatic effect. Then the judge will judge you on how you did. He'll be judging you in his mind the whole time, him or her. But it'll be him for my 4-Hers and us this year. May take a lot. I know juniors, there's a lot of y'all. For seniors like me, there's like 2, maybe 3. Won't be many. Maybe split into 2 groups. With the large groups that we usually have, juniors are split into half and half, maybe even 3 groups. And then the best from those 3 groups will come together for one, and then he will choose from that. But there will only be 1 junior and 1 senior winner. Like I said, on the packet, if you look there, you will see that participant's appearance is there. So if you did not watch that video before this one, and you do not know what you're supposed to look like, go watch it. It's important. Okay, so reading off the packet right now, there's 3 things else that are on there. There is participant's appearance, which I went over in the last video. If y'all did not see that last video, if you did not watch it, and you're going to be in this show, and you do not know how to dress, go back and watch that video. Go back and watch it. Like right now. No, we'll actually finish this video and then go back and watch it, because this is important. This is actually being judged along with your actions, which is all the stuff I went over. Be straight, stand straight, be polite if you're asked a question. That's another thing, participants' knowledge. We'll go over that in a second. Keep eye contact the entire time. Do not lose eye contact. And then the other one is knowledge. You need to know a few things. So the judge we have this year, also last year, did not ask any questions. But he did not ask questions last year. He may not ask questions this year. He may ask questions this year. That's the point. We don't know what's going to happen. And that is the other thing, knowledge. It's very important of our 3 things, knowledge. But that is something that not all judges do. They don't always judge you on that. They may. Some ask a lot of questions. The commonly asked questions I've seen over the years. When is your rabbit born? How much does your rabbit weigh? Is it a male or a female? What is the percent of protein in your food? How often do you clean your cage? What are the body types? What are the fur types? What's a breed of rabbit other than your own? I'm sorry, my rabbit's running away right now. How long have you been showing? What is 4-H? There's a lot of different things. FFA may get questions. What is FFA? What do these things stand for? What does the acronym for the American Rabbit Breeders Association stand for? All kinds of different things, and these may get asked. Our judge last year didn't. So I'm not saying that you don't have to learn them. I still want all my 4-Hers to learn this stuff. I will question you guys on this stuff. You can bet on it. I will question you guys on this. You guys need to know this. You guys should be getting a packet from me about all this stuff. If not, then you can look it up, look up all the things that I told you. Make sure you know all this, because we don't know what's going to happen.